Hi, this is Sean. Welcome to GuitarReferenceGuide.com. Today's lesson I'm going to be taking you through a chord melody version of the song Yesterday by Lennon and McCartney. This is a great song to pick for someone starting out learning how to play chord melody. Simply put, we're putting the melodies on top of the chords. A couple of things before we get started. Number one, I highly recommend you tune the guitar all the way down a whole step. So the E string is going to go down to D, the A string is going to go down to G, D string is going to go down to C, G string is going to go down to F, B string is going to go down to A, high E string is going to go down to D. Now if you don't want to tune down, that's fine too. It will still sound great in standard tuning. Now for this particular arrangement, I am using a guitar pick. The guitar pick I'm using is a little bit flexible. I think that makes it easier for strumming and picking, and I just think it sounds nice. It's easy to get dynamic with it. You can also just use your fingers. I'm using a pick and I'm also using my fingers at the same time. Sometimes I'm plucking a couple of notes at the same time. In any case, I have a PDF available that I made for this lesson. It's on the link below. If you click that, it'll take you to GuitarReferenceGuide.com, and that will take you to the PDF, and that'll make it a lot easier to follow along with this lesson if you have the PDF for the song. That being said, if you like what you see in this video, please subscribe, click the link below. I really appreciate all your support and hope you enjoy this lesson on easy chord melody version of Yesterday by the Beatles. Let's do it. So what I'm going to do is play through each of the measures, and then I'm going to break them down. I'm using a guitar pick for this and my fingers simultaneously. You can also just use your fingers, that would work great. So starting with measure 1, we have a regular G chord here, plucking the bass note, and the timing will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... This brings us into the melody. My index finger is on the second fret of the G string, and I'm muting the A string and I'm strumming down to this note. There's my melody note. And those are my melody notes as well, the open G. So second measure would sound like this, or the first measure of the melody. Strumming down to the A note, which is the second fret, index finger off, leaving this finger down and plucking through the chord. Plucking E, D, G, B, G. And I'm going up, down, down, up, up. Second finger slides over. Here I'm playing second fret on the E, second fret on the D, open B, second fret on the B. I'm lining up the B7 chord here, strumming down to the 4th fret of the B, and pinky moving over to grab that melody note. Melody note is already on the F sharp right there. Second finger comes down to the G note, which is 3rd fret of the high E strings. So the F sharp minor into the B7. Now I'm into the E minor add 9. So I'm playing these two notes simultaneously with the pick and my fingers, grabbing those two notes simultaneously. And now this measure is going to sound like this. And I do it with the pick as well. Now I'm going to come up. Index finger comes off to get an E minor with a D in the bass. So that measure is going to sound like this. Really slow. B string, high E, B, G, open D, G. Now that brings us into the C note, or the C chord, not C note. And that's going to sound like this. Into D7. Now here I'm playing regular C. I'm going to pluck the A string, the G, the B and the high E, simultaneously, and then just the E, and there's the melody. Now, I'm not really going to play a full D7 here. I'm just playing 2nd fret, 3rd fret with my pinky, index finger on the 1st fret, because I'm going to play these 3 notes, pull my pinky off, or actually not pulling my pinky off. I'm going to take my pinky off, play the 1st fret of the C, and pull that off. And then playing the 2nd fret of the G. So we have brings us into the next measure. This is a G add 4 I'm playing, essentially 3rd fret on the low E string, 1st fret on the B string. I'm muting the A and I'm strumming down to the B. That's where the melody is. One more time. Now I'm just going to play through the measure and then break it. I'm strumming down to the B, coming up to the G, index finger comes off because the melody is the open B right there. Now I leave my 3rd finger here, I'm playing the low E string, the G. Now I'm plucking the 2nd fret of the low E and the 2nd fret of the G simultaneously. And then I'm playing the open D. So that whole measure. Sorry. Next measure, I just go right into a regular E minor. Into an A, then I'm plucking the melody notes right there. Here I'm strumming regular E minor, down to the G, that's the melody, coming back to the D, the 2nd fret, that's the melody, B string, G string, down to an A, but I'm really just playing these 2 notes of the A, and then coming up on the 2nd fret of the D, and that's the melody. Now I'm going to go to C, but I'm just strumming into the G, then strumming into the G note, which is the 3rd string, stopping there, going to a G chord, but I'm just strumming down to the G string, then these 3 strings, then I'm setting up these fingers to incorporate that first part of the intro. And that takes us through verse number 1. So that would sound like this. Really slow. Verse 2 is almost identical. I'll play up to the point where it changes. All the same. Now here, I'm just going to play 2nd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the high. I'm strumming through the chord this time. Then I'm playing open E twice. Then I'm playing that. So that's a little different. So if we take it from here. Now I'm playing the E minor 9, strumming through the chord. Open E twice, holding on. Open E, D, G, and B. See, this is going to be almost exactly the same as the other measure. It's actually the same. And then here, this is the same, with the exception of the B, we hold it. Now we're going to play G add 4 with a G add 4 with an F sharp in the bass. Here I'm just playing 2nd fret on the low E, 2nd fret on the A. Then I'm going into the E minor, B, just playing down to the G, then I'm playing the B. Same thing as the previous measure. And then this is almost identical. Down to the C, playing down to the G, open B, then strumming into the G chord. And that would be verse number 2, almost identical to verse number 1. Slight changes in there. Okay, now we have the bridge. Bridge, I'm starting with an F sharp minor 11, which is 2nd fret on the E, D, G. I'm strumming down to the B string. Then I'm coming up on the 2nd fret, up on the 2nd fret, then up on the open A. And then I'm going to a B7, and I'm plucking the 2nd fret and the B simultaneously. So that measure would sound like this. Now the B7 is 2nd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret, and open. So we have open A there, plucking the A and the B simultaneously, picking back up through the chord. E minor, D, C, but with your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. Pinky moves over, now I'm playing an E minor with a B in the bass. Then I'm taking that off, so that's going to be E minor, D, C, E minor with a B in the bass. Then I'm taking my pinky off for the open E. There's the melody. A minor 6 is just an A minor with my pinky on the 2nd fret of the high E string. Plucking these 2 notes together. The A string and the high E string. Pinky comes off, open E, there's the melody. Now I'm playing a D sus2 chord, just playing down to the B, open E. So that's going to sound like this. One more time. Back into G, and I'm just strumming down to the B string. I'm not even playing the high E string there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we pause. It gives us time to come back to the F sharp minor 11. This is the same as what we just got done playing. This is exactly the same. This is also the same. E minor, D. Now this is going to change ever so slightly. We have the A minor 6, open E again, but now we play a regular D chord. So we strum down to the B and then play the 2nd fret of the high E. And then and then we end on the G. Then we put the melody on top. Melody is the G, the D we play the D string, C string, the C note on the B string 1st fret, and then open. So that would sound like this. And then we're into verse 3. So now I'll play through the bridge. Really slow. Into verse 3. Now verse 3 is going to be exactly like verse 1, but we're going to turn it around to end the song towards the end. So I'm going to play up to that point. All the same here. Now here's where it changes ever so slightly. It's going to be a little more stark, less going on. Strum G down to the B, there's the melody, to the A, back to the D, C, back to the G, and I'm strumming to the B, and then 3 times adding these fingers. C, G, just down to the B string, then adding these fingers back to the E minor. This is the ending. To the A, 2nd fret. I'm just going to strum a C and then a G, and I'm going to strum this twice. And that will be the last verse, and that's the whole tune. So hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you so much for all your support. Really appreciate it. More to come. Looking forward to doing another video much like this one on a more advanced way of playing this in the chord melody style. And that's about it. All right. Hope everyone has a great day, and thanks for checking me out at guitarreferenceguide.com.